Here's a super fast release for the face. If you're just going out and want to have a fresh look, we're just going to lift the frontal bone and widen the cheekbones. And it's going to be like an instant facelift. So there's 2 balls to the face method, and the big ball goes behind the skull like this. And you actually press the back of the skull. It starts to lift the back of the occiput so that you then put the smaller ball right here between the eyebrows, and we're going to lift up. So placing the ball between the 2 eyebrows, I'm going to use my fingers. My shoulders are down and relaxed. I'm going to press that ball right into my forehead, and I'm going to lift up in the direction of my hairline. So I'm sinking through the skin muscle all the way to the bone, and I'm lifting my whole forehead. And I keep the sink and lift as I roll this ball halfway up. Take a nice big deep breath. Keeping the sink and lift, I take it to the hairline, and I insist here and glide off into the tendon. Now I'm going to take it to this inner eyebrow. So I find the place I want to be. With a little pressure, now I'm going to lift the frontal bone there and wait. So the direction is up. I'm going to keep that sink and lift as I lift that frontal bone halfway up. Take a nice full breath. As I exhale, I'm going to keep that sink and lift, take it to the hairline, and I'm going to glide off gently. I'm going to take it to the center of the eyebrow. So I find the place I want to be. I start to press that ball into the forehead with an upward lift. Big, full, deep breath here. As I keeping the sink and lift, I'm going to take it halfway up. And I'm going to keep that sink and lift as I take it to the hairline, and I can glide off as far into the hairline as I want to, releasing that tendon. So now the next point, I'm going to be in the outer corner of the eyebrow. I'm going to feel for the edge of that bone there and lift with the ball in the direction of my hairline. Big, nice, full, deep breath, and roll that ball halfway up. And I'm going to take that sink and lift right to the hairline, and I'm going to insist there and glide off and just feel how that frees all of the muscles and the bone. I'm going to take it to the left side now, because we always want to do both sides. So we're going to take it to the left corner of the eyebrow, inner corner, and I'm going to lift, lift, lift in the direction of the hairline. Keeping that sink and lift, I'm going to roll it halfway up. Nice big full deep breath, and I'm going to keep that sink and lift as I take it to the hairline and glide off. Halfway out the eyebrow, I can feel the bony landmark, and I can place the ball there and lift. Keeping that sink and lift, I'm going to lift center of the forehead. And on my next exhalation, I'm going to take it to the hairline, and I'm going to insist and glide off into the tendon. Last point on the forehead, I'm going to take it right on the outer corner of the eyebrow, find the bony landmark, and lift. I'm going to roll it halfway up with that sink and lift. And I'm going to take it to the hairline, and I'm going to glide off. And I'm going to feel all of that. Release and lift. It smooths out the wrinkles. And I'm going to take the ball now, and I'm going to widen these 2 cheekbones out. So we're going to take the ball to the right side of the nostril and gently push in to separate the nasal bone. I'm going to sink and widen out the maxilla. Take a big breath there, and I'm going to roll that ball out a little further. I keep the spread happening, and I'm going to follow the contour of that bone as I take that ball out a little wider and widen. I'm rolling, not sliding the ball, and I'm going to take it to the upper ear, and here's where you can actually glide and flatten the ear onto the skull. I'm going to take it a little lower on the bridge of the nose so that I widen that whole maxilla bone out. Big breath here. It opens the sinus here as I roll this ball out. And out, and out, and I eventually make my way to the center of the ear now, and I'm going to flatten that ear onto the skull. And now I'm going to take the ball about in line with the nostril. I'm going to spread down and find the underside of that maxilla bone and lift up. And take a little wider and find the bone spreading and lift up. And take a little wider and lift up. And take it to the earlobe and spread out. And just let that work settle in for a moment. And feel the difference. And let's do that same thing on the left. A little higher in the bridge of the nose, spread in, sink down, and widen that cheekbone out. And keep that spread as you follow the contour of the bone, widen. And keep the spread and widen further. And widen further. Just coordinate it with your breath and move and exhale and spread that top ear, flattening it onto the skull. And then we're going to take it a little bit lower onto that maxilla, pressing in towards the nose and spread out, grabbing that maxilla bone and widening it, and widening it, and widening it. And then I'm going to end up at the center ear and flatten it onto the skull. And now last one, I'm going to take it to the nostril, spread down, sink and lift. And under the bone, widen and lift. And under the bone, widen and give it a good lift. And take it at the earlobe and spread. And one more time, right up the center of the forehead. We're going to go ahead and take it right between the eyebrows. Press and lift up. Take that ball, keeping that sink and lift. Make this one your best. It should free itself and lift. And take it to the hairline and glide right off into the head. And feel how relaxed your face looks and how wonderful it releases the tension.